Hello and welcome back. This is another Shop My Stash makeup basket video. I really enjoy this series where I pick about 4 to 5 items at a time and use them for about 2 weeks, in addition to project pan items mostly during the weekdays where I'm mostly project panning. It's a nice companion to that and I like to rotate through things. Otherwise, I think I would definitely neglect these. Some of the things in this Shop My Stash I had not used in quite a while, so that was very good. And I have a whole Shop My Stash playlist if you are interested in seeing that. And let's get into the recap, and then the second half of the video I'll pick out new products. The first item I had was this lipstick. This was a MAC Patrick Star in She Betta Work, and I actually really love this. This is one of my favorite pinks. It's a pretty standard pinky nude, but I used it a couple of times on its own and also mixed it with other lipsticks, and it's really, really nice. This is not available anymore. This was part of that whole limited edition Patrick Star collection, but I do enjoy it. I must say the packaging is also really cool. I don't normally pick complexion products because I don't have a ton of those, and so they don't get as neglected as like blush and highlighter and that sort of thing, but I did pick this AOA Studio Perfect powder. This is from the Shop My Stash website and it is only $1, and this color is soft light. I used this almost every single day. I'm wearing it today. This is an amazing face powder. I can't believe it. It does have like a light yellow tint to it, so it's not a white powder, which I don't love those because they pretty much always give me a white cast. This is fantastic. I can't believe it's only $1. This is currently sold out on the Shop My Stash website, which is unfortunate, but I really, really like it, and hopefully they will restock it because it was previously out of stock and then I waited and then it came back. This is such a nice powder and it's only $1. I can't even believe it. It's not cakey or dry looking at all. I just feel like it's really nice, and it's one of the best powders I've ever tried, which is pretty crazy. Oh, and random side note, I have decided to join a link affiliate program, and so I will link products in the description box. Obviously, you don't have to click on the links, but I'm going to try to link the things I'm wearing and the things that I'm talking about as well. So anyway, moving on, I had a highlighter palette, and that is this Makeup Geek. This was the Kathleen Lights collab. And this is really, really nice formula. A lot of you guys commented about this in my last video saying that a lot of these colors were too dark for you. And I do think that actually these two are pretty hard to pull off if you have a lighter skin tone. Overall, this palette is probably better for medium to darker skin tones. And it's not available anymore anyway. It doesn't really matter, but I actually really, really enjoy this palette. For my skin tone, I can wear these two if I mix them with a little bit of this one. This one on its own is a beautiful gold. You know, this is like a darker pink and this is more of a bronze highlighter. The colors are not revolutionary at all, but this formula is fantastic. And I'm curious because I didn't look yet to see if with Makeup Geek and their rebrand, if they kept this highlighter formula, because it's a really nice formula. I would actually consider buying more colors. It's just so creamy and metallic. I mean, a swatch really isn't telling you that, because it just blends into the skin. That's why I love it. And I used this color quite a few times mixing it with Becca Opal, because I have mentioned that I'm working on that in a project pan, and Opal is a bit too dark. So when I wear it with this, it's perfect on my skin tone actually. And yeah, this is a fantastic formula. So I am curious to see if they still kept that around, because even after this palette was discontinued, they were selling these individual colors for quite some time. Anyway, it's a nice formula and I had not used this in a very long time, so I'm glad I chose it for the Shop My Stash. Alrighty, and then moving on to the eyeshadow palette. This is the Warrior 2 by Juvia's Place, and this is their all matte neutral palette where you have cool tones and warm tones all in combination. And I really enjoyed this palette. I used it quite a bit in conjunction with my Pan That palette and other palettes that I'm using. And I did do one look completely on its own. I'm going to show you that. It was super simple and quick. I just basically put these two colors in the crease and this gray shade all over the lid, which seemed like maybe a strange combination, but I actually really like how it turned out. It was a super easy makeup look, and it was very nice. The Juvia's Place matte formula is a bit more stiff. It's not powdery at all, but it does blend easily. I really enjoyed it. This is probably my least used out of my Juvia's palettes, so I'm really glad that I used it in this Shop My Stash. I think I tend to not reach for it because it is an all matte palette and I don't do a ton of all matte looks, although today I'm wearing an all matte look. But yeah, I need to use this more. It's really nice and I think it goes well with other palettes as like a companion palette. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. Alrighty, that is it for the recap. I really enjoyed everything, particularly that Makeup Geek highlighter palette. That formula is top notch. I am curious if they still have that formula, but yeah, that was it for the recap and let's get into picking new items. Alrighty, we are starting in the highlighter drawer and I actually have two new highlighters. One is this one by Kylie in Ice Me Out, and this was a free gift with purchase at Ulta. And I actually do really like this. This is what this looks like. This is super frosty and I've worn it a couple of times. It's actually beautiful. And the second new highlighting product is the Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit. I am so excited to have this. I told this story on my Instagram, but I bought this when it first came out and it came broken. So I returned it. And then when I decided I wanted to get it again, it was sold out. So I've actually been one of those people that's been longing for this palette since 2017, because yes, that's when this originally came out and I did buy it. So I definitely want to use this. Here's the bronzer drawer, and I have not been picking out bronzers on the last few Shop My Stashes because I've been working one in at Project Pan, and I'm still working on that, but I think this time I want to pick one. And now that I'm looking at it, I'm thinking about this Too Faced. This is the original Chocolate Soleil. I really, really like this. And I did a video on the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. This will be 50% off in that, and that's when I bought this one. So yeah, here it is. I really love this and I did buy this last year when it was 50% off at the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, and it's a really nice bronzer. It's more on the neutral side, so I like this for contouring too. Here are the lipsticks, and I am thinking about getting one from here. And what to pick? Actually, this Kylie lipstick, I haven't used this a whole lot, but I actually really like this formula. Ironically, now that I think about it, her lip products are also going to be 50% off in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. This looks kind of weird because I think I put it over another lipstick last time I wore it, and this is Almost Friday. I actually think this is a really nice formula, so I'm picking this. All right, on to the eyeshadow palettes. And I do want to choose one of these. Let's see here. Wow, the Maybelline Lemonade Craze. I have not used this in some time. This probably should go in a Shop My Stash at some point, so that's a consideration. Another one, this e.l.f. 18 Hit Wonders. This is one where I really love the colors, but the formula is a bit more difficult to work with, but I do actually enjoy this palette. Another one is, this is the Morphe Ring the Alarm. I actually really enjoy this one too. And yeah, actually now that I'm looking at it, I think I'm gonna go with this just because it's probably the most neutral, although these are very like chocolatey rich neutrals. And yeah, I think this would go well with my Pan That palette for the week. Alrighty, so that is it for this Shop My Stash. I'm pretty excited to use this stuff. So it's kind of a mixture of older and newer products. And if you're interested, I have a whole Shop My Stash playlist. And that is it, and thank you so much for watching.